Okay, this is Neil's Homestead, and tomorrow will be our first sale day for this year's onions, and we're just trying to see where we are on numbers and where our production really is. It looks like they're going to produce quite well. It looks like it takes around 15 onions to make 10 pounds, so that makes a nice eating sized onion. Jan pulled a bunch of them, and I'm topping them and cutting the roots off, and then we'll have to rinse them and bag them up in 10-pound bags, and we'll be ready to go.
The onions that I'm picking are mostly out of greenhouse number 2 and 3, where in the middle of March we planted 3 cases of candy onion plants that came from Dixondale Farms down in Texas, and they've been growing in here all this time. We've fought the weeds the best we can, but in some instances we've kind of lost the fight, but I think we've fought them well enough that we've let the onions grow pretty well. So I'm on a search out here for the largest onions in either one of these buildings, and we're going to try to come up with like about 50 pounds worth of onions and get them to the Amish Produce Auction. These onions are still in the process of growing because they all still have green tops, but the onion price will be really high at the auction right now, and so we feel like we can afford to pick some that might grow bigger, but we can sell them right now for an elevated price.
When you're an old, feeble geezer like me, you got to get everything just right before you start to work. When an onion is good and dry, well, their skin is golden and loose. But since these are green, why, the skins are real thin, and the outside layer we peel off because that takes all the dirt and everything off of them and just makes a nice clean looking onion out of them. They're just real pretty, and I'm real proud of the way they turned out. Boy, they're heavy.
So that's 14, and that's not quite 10 pounds worth. That would give you 10 pounds worth.
I'm going to put 15 onions per bag, and then Jan's going to weigh them on the scale because we want 10 pounds, and so she can adjust up or down the number of onions we need as we go. We buy these regular onion bags at the produce auction at Windsor, and that's the way most people sell all their onions. One tie or two?
Two. Not too tight, just tight enough to hold it. We've got the scale set up here, and he's got 15 onions in the bag, so we're going to see what it weighs. Okay, well, you know what, that's 10 pounds and 3/4. We took a small onion out, and that just puts us just above 10 pounds, which is where I want it to be. I don't want it too much over, but I don't want anybody to be cheated. So we forgot what we used to do. We couldn't keep the bags up on top of the scale, so we got a bowl and zeroed out down below with the bowl on it. Now we'll put 10 pounds in. And then we're taking the tops over and throwing them on the compost pile. Because we washed these, they're wet, so we're scattering them out on our patio table to dry overnight. It's morning and it's time to get loaded up. We're all loaded up and ready to go. Some of you may be wondering what an Amish produce auction is. There are Amish communities scattered all over the nation. They call them settlements. And there are a lot of Amish communities in the state of Missouri where we live. At some of them, they have set up auction barns where their local people can grow produce. They tend to be farmers by trade, and they are limited to the transportation issues that they have. So they've set up local auction barns where they can bring their produce by their horses and their wagons in there, and customers show up to buy it. There's an auctioneer like any other auction. They show the produce on carts so people can see what they're buying, and then people buy it and take it home. Some people are wholesale buyers where they're going to take it and resell it. That's what they mostly aim toward, is getting wholesale buyers in there. But there are also individuals who come in there and buy tomatoes to can, or cucumbers to pickle, or whatever. They often have apples, which generally aren't locally done by the Amish, but local orchards bring them in. And so there's generally a wide variety of produce that's available there. The auction is where I got quite a few flowers. In the spring they have plant sales, and then when produce starts coming in and being ready, they bring that in, and the flowers kind of fade out with being sold, or the season's over with for them.